Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 1 on Famine Will Approach. A good old classic there from the beginning, I would say, since the day 1 of the co-friend. I'm not sure if it was in Code 1, but in Code 2 for sure. So we have Ozzy as Mr. USF going with double scout opening and barracks. What is Dear Ender doing, my dear friend, Nave?
Yeah, well, Ender playing the Wehrmacht, of course, going the triple pioneer. I'm actually kind of curious now. Is he going to go for mechanized? Because there was a build that Daniel and I were talking about where you go mass pioneers, but although he has gone for an MG42, no terror battle group, so no camouflage MGs for him.
Yeah, but still, MG42 is amazing. No,
switched around to a grenadier.
Indecisiveness.
Maybe Ender is just teasing us, you know?
Yeah. But I would still think MG42 is strong without camo. Like, against Brits, you might suffer, but against USF, you should be fine.
Versus USF, yeah, I would definitely consider the MG. I don't, but I suck with the MG42, so, you know, maybe I'm not the best person to talk about the MG. However, I do think versus USF, it's better to go for that than versus Brits. Brits don't have much problem against the MG42, not with the Reke buff. Oh, the Pioneer, though, that could go down to the Rifleman.
Ooh, that might be a goner.
Yeah.
That's a goner.
Well, just feed in that CP, you know, XP for the CP.
Yeah, for the, I don't know, faster Tiger Rush.
Yeah.
To be fair though, Wehrmacht Pioneers are kinda meant to die with their 135 map.
Yeah, I mean, Pioneer lives don't matter apparently, yeah.
Nah. I'm still advocating that Wehrmacht Pioneer squad gets increased to 4 models.
No.
I know it will never happen, but I'm still advocating for it.
Merge exists, man. Merge exists.
Fair enough.
Pioneers do very well in the early game against Riflemen, just not on their own, and if they're AFK'd.
Yeah, but not like Ender's playing them at the moment. It kind of feels like he's clueless how to position himself. His units are really spread, and then he gets picked off one by one, and the individual engagements of Grenadiers is not their strong suit.
Yeah, no, Pioneers do not need 4 men. No, not while Merge exists, because Flamer also exists as well. Just, like, I think the Pioneers are in a good spot, relatively, as a unit. I think there are all factors in the balance that changes things, but I don't think Pioneers need a change whatsoever.
Alright.
Orders have been carried out.
I think the first engagement went into the favor of Ozzy. Not sure if charging up there might do the trick there. Nope, Ender decides to go home.
Starting ISC upgrades.
Yeah, he's kind of needs some fuel here, Ender. No fuel whatsoever, and of course USF loves that fuel.
The thing is, though, also the ammo, and considering that everyone plays tier 2 at the moment, no ammo really hurts Wehrmacht a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Tier 3 is not really common for Wehrmacht right now. I mean, it's too hard to use packs, and P-Grans are not that good. So the lack of munitions means no Shreks, and more fuel for USF means faster vehicles.
I think we will see the backtake though from Ozzy. Heal is already up. I think weapon support center will come up, and then we see half tracks. So fuel advantage isn't that important, I think, if you play half tracks. It's like more of a Greyhound thing, but I might be wrong there.
I mean, fuel advantage regardless is always going to be beneficial, right? Like, you've got upgrades as well to get with USF from the support center. You know, ISC, I assume he's gone for ISC. Yeah, he's gone for ISC, naturally. So, you know, having double fuel just... It just increases how fast you get them, right?
Yeah. And thanks for the raid, Stefan. Much appreciated. Maybe next time we will even sign up. Always eager to see more of those elite players signing up in the future. I hope you had amazing games. That's currently game number 1 between Ozzy and Ender on Famine Will Approach. And it's not looking comfortable for Ender.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
Yeah. I mean, he's got his fuel on the north side, but losing the south 10 fuel, it's just not going well for him.
A victory point is under enemy control now.
I just don't think his engagements have been smart either. I mean, he's had them these individual engagements, and, well, Grenadiers aren't going to win versus Riflemen on their own.
No, you need like to bunch up, try to get superior numbers, MG support maybe, something like that, but don't fight 1v1 against Riflemen with Grants.
Interestingly enough, Oziligath going for the bars now, so no vehicle being rushed out.
I think that will give a little bit of breathing space for Ender. Like, obviously, bar will have an impact, but it's not as big of an impact as an LV.
Yeah, no battle group for Ender, not chosen right now anyway. Tier 2 being tapped for Oziligath, so he is going for the half tracks, or at least potentially could be.
I think the bar tag actually will set Ozzy back a little bit. Like the VET1 upgrade farm and
Yeah, I mean,
kind of switched, helped them to win the engagement on the fuel. So again, and the bar was not that strong.
Yeah, I mean, the bars are gonna help him win more, but these engagements, I suppose, but I don't think he needed them.
First proper Grenadier engagement, 3 versus 1 against the Rifleman.
Yeah.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory
I
point.
also feel like the Pioneers could have been in these engagements more, just to push into the Rifleman.
They have taken our victory point.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Defend our
It feels
victory
like
point.
Ender's
We're
using the
losing it.
Pioneer more of a capping unit and not as a fighting unit. So
It's fine, but there's time. But Vermont really needs to consolidate in these engagements as much as possible.
by the way, MG42 right away doing God's work, covering the cutoff.
The sector's
Yeah.
been overrun.
Goes for 30 cal Oziligath
So we have the back to F.
himself.
He's kind of sacrificing tempo there, in my opinion, Ozzy. He had so much fuel. He should have used it before an LV rush.
The assumption he's making, Oziligath going bars instead of a vehicle, is that Ender has no vehicle to call out, so come out, so he doesn't need ATR track.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm assuming he's thinking.
Ender could call in the 8-rod, right? Like one more CP or half a CP,
Yeah, of
and
course.
then he could
Yeah.
get it, and then it would hit like a brick.
Yep.
Territory out of supply.
By the way,
They cut us off.
30 cal got converted into a 50 cal.
Yep, that's not a surprise. Honestly, it's not uncommon to see 50 cal spam, although Oziligath opting only 1 currently. So honestly, I think it's just too good. It does a lot of damage, it instant suppresses, like it's just generally
And it has
incredibly
the
good.
old 30 cal
Damage
frequency.
reduction. 50% I think it goes up to.
Yeah, 50 or 60,
50%.
something like this.
Yeah, it's
Insanely
no joke.
tanky.
certainly the MG patch right now.
Yeah, the second MG patch, I would say. Last patch also was an MG patch.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going in that direction.
Maybe this will shift. Maybe.
And here it comes, the 8-rad from Ender. But 80 half-track has already been built, or rather normal 8 half-track. But we know what that's going to be turned into.
Yeah, especially with 50 ammo per minute. Conversions will
Yeah.
be fast.
True enough.
I don't think Ozzy has snares. Nope. So Idred can wreak some havoc there.
Crates of grenades are on their way.
The worst thing is, Ender has no Tech 2. Alright, I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, he has no Tech 2.
To be honest, I don't think that's that bad. Like, the half-track will only keep the 8-rod at bay but can't kill it. Unless he gets the snare. Snared.
Victory point is under
So
attack. We must act.
he should have time to get the tech next.
Grenades.
Yeah,
TPA.
but it's
We've got him.
not ideal.
Enemy movement.
Oh, and the
Victory
80,
point.
the 8-rad might go down now if he pushes. Smoke comes out. Thing is, there's no other AT, so as long as Oziligath just steers away from a snare, he has nothing to worry about.
Sector lost. No contact.
The phosphor rounds from the MG42 though. Some decent damage.
I mean, that's
against
something.
the
Okay, fair enough. I must admit, I always forget about them.
Yeah, but they're no comparison to the code 2 phosphor rounds that ate half tracks for breakfast.
I never used either of them. I always forgot they existed, I must admit.
I actually killed half tray with it already once. In the old-fashioned way. Terror, I was on hold fire.
What you do in Ender's position. Okay, you get a mortar, and then you kill the half track with the mortar. That's the best AT option currently. Trust me. I've killed a few half tracks in my time with a mortar, by accident, admittedly. But, you know.
It's a kill, I guess.
Yes. I'm gonna assume that we're gonna see another 8 rad from Ender. I feel like he's not gonna attack
Territory lost.
up next. I think he's gonna go for another 8 rad, and I hope he doesn't, to be honest.
It's risky double 8 rad.
Yeah, but I have a sneaky suspicion that he's gonna do it.
Yeah. At least the 8 rad offers some flank control. But I'm not sure how well this will work out in the long run. Advanced logistics coming in, so Ozzy will now save some manpower there on reinforcements.
On the bright side of the 8 rad, if you just go for a second one, he's not going to be dealing with, you know, a Chaffee or Greyhound, which are a lot. Like, 8 rad can't really deal with them, right?
Nah,
8 rad can still deal with the ATF track.
Yeah. Also, ATF track kind of suffers from having issues from time to time, because I don't think it has like the crush that the Greyhound has, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you're correct. The 8 rad has medium crush, whereas I'm pretty sure the ATF track has light. It can't crush walls, which is medium crush.
Yes.
I'm like 90% sure on that.
First wipe from Ozzy.
Yeah.
It's a scout.
Those things still matter. I mean, it's less capping power for Oziligath.
Also less spotting. I think with the half track you really need spotting to utilize.
Certainly help having that positioning advantage with a turretless vehicle.
And Ozzy reveals that he tech nades. I'm not sure if that was the right call in this engagement.
No, there was no value in that grenade. Like, unless Ender really wasn't paying attention, he lost the Pioneer over it. There was no reason to show his hand in the.
I think Ender thinks he's playing Terror. Third MG42 is on the way.
Like I said, I generally am expecting another 8 rad, and then go straight Panther. Pretty sure there's no restriction on the Panther lock, that calling, right?
Nope.
Like, I don't think you need tier 2 for it. I've never tried it.
No. Tier 2 call. It's like every other heavy tank as well.
Yeah.
You have to have 550 manpower in the bank and 100 fuel.
Yeah. The only thing you'll be missing without having tier 2 is the Vet 1 officer's quarters to instantly Vet 1, like the 8 rads and such.
Well, technically you still need it down the line, because even with the Panther called in, you need something to screen for the Panther.
Yeah, I'm going to expect that he's going to go tier 3 eventually. Because knowing Ender, that is, because I know for sure Ender does quite commonly go tier 3 for pack guns.
We're losing our capture point.
Maybe more of a KO2 style of play.
Our territory's cut off from supply.
It's not bad, right? ATs are still amazing. You just don't have the same mobility as with Shrek Jaegers.
Well, the biggest issue is that they just get barraged, they get rushed down. It's just, you know, they're very mobile comparatively to Jaeger Shreks. So they're very hard to use right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, can you make them work? Yeah. I think everything, generally speaking, can be made to work, but doesn't mean it's good or worthwhile.
You're our victory point.
And of course, it depends on who you're playing against.
Second MG on the way from Ozzy.
Sector gone. We must take
Goes
it
for
back.
drops of smoke from the 8-Rad to block out the 50 cal, but it's not worth it because the suppression, it just lasts way too long, and now he just gets barraged.
Rush
Oof.
and nearly loses the grid. Ah, no.
Heavy machine gun has been
Not good usage of the smoke there, because now your 8-Rad's vulnerable, right? The smoke allows you to play a bit more aggressive with the 8-Rad because you have that safety bubble of the smoke. Using that just to try and stop suppression that's never going to go away means that the 8-Rad has to play passively.
By the way, the
Oh, be
MG
careful,
deadlock
rather.
from Anders doing God's work. Ozzy has such a hard time at the moment getting back on the map.
See, this map is good for MGs, that's the thing, but it's also good for indirects, so...
We have a mortar pit coming up and the worst possible spot in my opinion. Never build those thingies in your base exits, because when you retreat and indirect fire is hitting those and then you lose your unit.
Oh, mine goes off.
Oh,
on the
Phosphorus is getting
ATR
loaded!
track. Oh my god.
They pushed us off a sector.
He's doing it!
Yeah,
He did it!
Track has been destroyed.
told you, man! Told you!
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all you white phosphorus MG42 users. I now understand. I've been shown the light.
Research underway, Commander.
I shall never forget. No, I will forget about them all the time. But still, I will never forget this moment.
Oh, glorious.
Oh, but MG42 was dropped by the rifleman.
Oh,
It is going to get stolen.
8-Rod should come over. Yeah, that's awful, actually.
So now the tables have turned. It's triple MG for Oziligath.
Carried out.
Zook squad on the way from Ozzy.
Yeah, it's a good call here. Stops the 8-Rads from being so divey, or 8-Rad rather.
Tier
We have got the
3's
Panzer
coming up.
Company. Yeah, we've got the Panzer Company just about being built here.
Oh, I think the half-track is a little bit ballsy, but it looks fine.
Bazooka squad.
Yeah, I
But-
don't know about the going for the tier 4. I feel like if he went the 8-Rads and locked in the 8-Rads, he would have been in a better position.
By the way, nice positioning from the 8-Rod by the building, so the half-track can't shoot at him.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, Minecraft, yeah. Mortar. So, do we want to take bets how far the mortar will move out of the pit today? It already started.
What, sorry? Oh, I did not know this because I don't use them. Does he go out of the pit?
Yeah. If you
Does he extend the range?
no, it's just a visual
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
But they move out quite a bit.
Ooh, Gren took a grenade to the face just then. I mean, he can get Stoss, I suppose, now that he's got tier 4 up, and Stoss are very good against MGs.
No, that's tier 3, right? Not tier 4. You can't take tier 4 with all. Oh, he got. Never mind.
Yeah, he's
I
got
doubted
he's
you.
got
I
tier-
was wrong.
I told you, he's got tier 3. He would
Got-
get tier 3, I just know Ender. But yeah,
Sector lost. No contact.
it's okay, it's okay. I'm only a little bit hurt that you didn't trust me.
I'm just surprised to see a tech up. Oh, half-track might get to. But Ender gives 0 fucks and stops. Is not stopping the bite. He finishes it at the half-track. It would be hilarious if he hit.
Does
the
he
mine.
know that mine has been
He,
finished?
he should have, man. He saw it. If he hits this
Like, maybe
mine,
he's like,
if he hits this mine with the half-track, Ozzy gets the award for the worst play of the tournament.
Because-
Sorry. Even if he
Like-
wins, that's can't. No.
the thing is, like, you know when a mine hasn't been like fully complete because it flickers out. I'm pretty sure it only flickers, like, shows itself if you stop it, like you cancel it.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think it also happens
Reports of
if
enemy
it's.
movement near our
Oh,
victory
does
zone.
I've never seen it when it's been completed. So yeah,
No,
maybe
if
I'm wrong on
it
that.
completed, it does not happen. But if you don't stop it, it just goes
Victory point is under enemy control.
disappears into the void without being stopped.
It flickers. I know for sure it flickers on. You see it if it's been cancelled for like a split second.
The most important
All
thing,
right.
the water is now inside of the sandbag wall.
300 points.
Yeah.
Waiting for the Germans.
Stoss on the way. Stoss will be great though. Against all the riflemen.
One of our munitions points is being neutralized.
Yeah, but you know what is better?
Point is
A
under
vehicle.
attack. We must act.
Like, I'm not sure why he goes Stoss over a vehicle here. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, a Brumbar or even a Panzer IV probably would have been fine.
We have command points.
You could
waiting
go for
you.
Panther, right? Yes, this CP.
Yeah, but
Enemy
why?
have taken territory
I guess
from
he's
us.
expecting the Persian, but he's got so far from the. Wait, is he from the Persian?
Nope. It's 11 CP the Pershing.
So 2 CP
Yeah,
Point is
2
being
CP.
attacked.
left. Okay. I mean, I guess.
And you kind of want to prepare because when the Pershing hits and you have no AT, the game is over.
But this is why, like, it's like. I'm a bit surprised he went the long game into the tier 4.
Supplies are
Probably
cut
could have
off.
done a lot
We
with
have
just
holes in
8
our front
rads.
line.
I think if he played double 8-rad with backup of AT guns and then into Panther Colin, he would have been in a better position. Like, he's not in a bad position, but he could have been in a better position. More of a
Personally, I prefer the
competing position.
Stug call in right now, but I think he locked in the 8 rads because he was behind. I think 8 rads are harder to use against someone who is a better player. Whereas the Stug with the Stormtrooper, they're quite good.
Yeah. Especially early
I
Stoss.
love the build. I love the Stug calling.
Look at the Stoßtruppen eating the 50 kill.
Yeah. Got that Grenadier nearby for the merge, but that mortar doing work right now.
Yeah, he has to go home to
Yeah,
HP
I mean,
damage.
I'm about to say, I wouldn't chill here for too long.
Enemy
It's just
movement, you're
not
on
worth
victory
it.
point. They've captured a victory point.
But they will have such
And,
a rude awakening when the Pershing hits with 0 AT.
Yeah, I mean, even with one Panther, that's not enough AT
Victory point is
for a
forward.
Pershing.
Enemy control.
No.
The Panther can't even keep up with the
CPs are waiting.
Pershing. Ender needs to wake up. He's taking way too many grenades right now. I mean, it is quite early for him, I believe.
What time is
Actually,
it
no,
in
it's-
Mexico at the moment?
Isn't it like 1 o'clock or midday?
I'm not sure.
Well, either way, we'll give him that excuse for now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be nice.
Some flanking shots from the 8-rad against the half track.
Are available to run the enemy through.
Yeah. Oh, mortar! I told you. Good mortar's a great counter against an armored car.
I think Anders just
Doing a
made
good amount of
the
damage.
biggest possible micro or macro error. He's going for a Brumba and Pershing is on the field.
See, this is the thing. If you go in a Brumba, you get it instead of the Stars. You don't get it now when you absolutely can guarantee that the Pershing will be coming out very soon.
And he must be so angry though.
I just came out as he's seen it, so he can't even cancel it.
Nah, man.
And there's no AT. Like, this is just.
That's
This
over.
should be game.
Yeah, that's game.
There's no way to stop this Pershing from doing whatever the heck he wants. Snare on the 8-rad, gonna engine crit. Yeah, this is game.
Well, you could technically attack on ground into the rear armor of the Pershing with the Brumba.
could,
If
but I
Ozzy
mean-
sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's game. Nothing will hold the...
Yeah, I would have. I think Ender needed to go heavy into like 8-rads when he locked them in and just try to be as aggressive as possible.
A victory point is under attack. We must act. You have 3 command points.
And that's game.
Yeah.
He has not even enough armor for his snare, like the desperation snare you throw, you know?
They have taken our victory point.
Yeah, you can't go into the late game when you have no AT and you don't even go for a vehicle.
How much damage does a Panzerfaust do?
Just 160 at vet 2.
So Pershing has 1.2k. So you need some snares to kill the Pershing.
Oh wait, did they remove the damage bonus actually?
I don't know, but
Is it just the range they has now?
all right, ladies and
I play
gentlemen.
this game a turn and I always second guess myself.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 2 between Ozzy and Ender. After the amazing show of force by Ozzy's Pershing, can Ender withstand the might there and maybe replicate that same thing? What do you think, my dear friend, Nave?
Well, watching that previous game, I definitely know Ender is a better player than that. There was just some lacking micro, like he was taking grenades, the first Pioneer died, very like AFK. Hopefully he wakes up in this game, and because I know for sure he can play better than that.
Fair enough. I don't think he's playing much at the moment, though. He's like insanely busy with university and other things.
Yeah, I mean, look, in the end, I think like life, like, you know, comes first. I'm not here to like say, oh, you should be playing competitive all the time. He's still playing. I've watched a lot of his games, like in other, like the other tournament, the 2v2 one. He played good.
Oh, he's a.
Like,
I will pride myself. I taught him everything about 2v2 Kappa. Nah, he's an amazing player, and I think he could have a way higher skill ceiling if he had the time to invest. But I think that's true for everyone, but especially for Ender.
yeah, I'll be number one every faction if I played this more, you know.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
trust me.
I would be the best player in the world if I had more time.
I only play 8 hours a day. If I had more hours, you know.
Yeah, if today had like 25 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Riflemen taking the
But yeah,
field.
pretty standard build from both players. Oziligath going for Triple Pioneer, the Wolverine. Triple Pioneer is a bit off. Usually go Triple Pioneer with, you know, Camouflage, Terror, but maybe that's coming into more popularity, you know, in recent times.
I think Triple Pioneer was always like, I don't know if this would never matter, but it was often
Neutralized.
something you saw throughout the whole life of the game, just capping power, right?
Well, you go Triple Pioneer on a map like Pacino, for example, right? Like Triple Pioneer is great on that map because it allows you to cap both sides and be aggressive until they cut off. Of course, Pacino is not in the. I'm pretty sure it's not in this tournament.
No.
Yeah, but
people
certain maps
vote
can allow
power.
it. I don't think Triple Pioneer is
Sector
that
claimed by the enemy.
needed on this map, but I don't think it's bad either.
Yeah.
But usually you do see it more with the camouflage MGs spot for them, of course.
Ammunition
Yeah.
point is being
By the way,
attacked.
Ozzy went for breakthrough, so it's Tiger Gaming.
Yeah, I noticed that. I love the Tiger. Not to say it's bad. I just suck with it. But yeah, the Tiger is quite a fun vehicle.
I think it's like the second best assault vehicle for Wehrmacht in 1v1. Obviously,
You have to go for a call-in as very much. So a Panther or a Tiger call-in, for example. Generally speaking, you struggle a lot when you go into the late game as Wehrmacht right now, because you have the Pershing and, you know, other things. So you kind
5
of do
Crusaders
want,
diving you.
yeah. So you kind of do want that call-in. I mean, the Panther against Brits, for example, Wehrmacht struggle a lot against those heavy armored vehicles. So like the Panther and the Tiger helps so much for that.
Yeah.
And USF is just very aggressive and just generally quite strong out of the bag, out of the box even, you know, so having that call-in vehicle helps so much.
Infantry support center stocked and ready.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, this is well one.
Nice match,
Go
by
on.
the way, from Ozzy on the 10-pointer.
Yeah, this is what to say. This is what I wanted to see Ender do. After I guess he already popped his merge. Not do that, but have the
he
Pioneer
loses
with the
the
Grenadier,
Pioneer.
the merge. I don't know why. He must have popped the merge really early.
Yeah, you had to.
And then just AFK'd
Engineers
it.
on the field.
Yeah.
I thought the merge will win him the engagement, but in the end it was worth it for Ender. He was not able
Well,
to
he pushed the
deny-
Pioneer in on its own originally, right? So the Grenadier got there a little bit later, so he had to merge early. So the engagement was never going to be that great for him in the end.
But 2-1 is out.
Oh, he's going to lose another Pioneer, maybe. Oh, okay. Ops is backing out because the 2-2-1. Maybe, look. Listen, maybe the triple Pioneer is because each of them are losing that third Pioneer.
So you still have
CP.
2 on the field.
So you have 2 and you get some free XP for that CP, you know? Get that faster vehicle, faster, you know? Because we do have fast production for Oziligath, so we're going to see those verbal wins potentially coming out very fast.
By the way, really low tier 1 tech there from Ozzy. Only 2 Grenadiers and the MG42.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Like, but I guess he went for the triple Pioneer. So, you know, but I do think you want at least 3 Grenadiers because they're not just a combat unit, right? They're your heals, they're your merge. Like,
They offer a lot of utility.
They do a lot.
A victory point has
Yeah.
fallen into enemy control.
Ender at the moment has no counter to the 2-1. The timing was really good though, like minute 5-ish. It's
It was,
really, really early.
very efficient 2-2-1. Doesn't have, we went for tier 3, so Greyhounds and Chaffies.
Ender plays
gonna
really
snooze.
traditional.
Yeah, I've
the
noticed
moment.
that. He does play very O2-esque.
Yeah. Like, 3 mainland units, tech up into LV, then AT guns.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, that gameplay right now is not that good.
Yeah, you
let's see
struggle
the
with
Greyhound,
that.
though.
I think double AT gun this USF is okay. It's like it's possible, or than with Wehrmacht
Victory point is
also,
under attack.
because Axis has less strong early indirect fire units.
Well, the thing is, you can just go verbal winds, and verbal winds are very good at diving with Blitzkrieg as well in this battle group. Then you got Jaegers, which are quite good in general, smoking and all that. It's like, yeah, like AT guns in general are just not that super good. I mean, especially when you have the AT after which is an AT gun on wheels,
Yeah, and it has one of the best
and you
indirect
get
fire.
bazookas.
Like
Yeah,
the range
so, like-
is just absurd.
Grounds really aren't that super good. Like, they're very inconsistent. Outside of
Greyhound,
our bar
you have-
group, I don't even
it's
like
the
them
shock
that much.
value, right?
With grenade packages.
Like Greyhound has to do some damage
Roger that.
early on.
We won't reinforce without
Afterwards,
your word.
it's just doing shipping damage from long range with its
Fuel
50
point is
cal.
being lost.
Oh, I just noticed Ender has armor bar group on there. Isn't that banned? Or is it only banned per player, like for like the opposite
Each player only bans for his opponent.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Commander, it's done.
So you could go armor bar group and then I would hate it less. Like, I think the Greyhound,
Victory point.
like,
Losing it.
without the vet one instantly, I mean, I'm not a fan of it personally, but I'm also slightly biased. I never liked the ground because it's an RNG machine.
Point is under enemy control.
It's never been bad though, like completely dog shit. So, you know.
I think with the 50 cal you can do some nice long range shipping damage.
I just don't think it's good enough to fight Jaegers. However, are we even seeing Jaegers? Oh, we are. Yeah,
Here we
there we
are.
go. He's about to see Jaeger now. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they're that good against Jaegers.
I think that's the biggest problem of the Greyhound. It's the Jaeger, but I think that's true for every LV at the moment.
Well, yeah, but you can invest that fuel in other aspects of your game, right? Instead of taking up into a Greyhound that's going to get zoned out. Like, the Greyhound doesn't even do that well against vehicles. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't do bad against some vehicles, but it's not good against vehicles. So you have to invest into a Chaffee. And Chaffies get zoned out by Jaegers as well. So you go for an AT gun. But AT guns really aren't that super hard to ignore.
Yeah, AT guns like the mobility though so long. At the moment, you could kite the Jaeger. because the Greyhound has more range than the Jaeger.
Yeah, but you got
But that's-
camouflage.
Yeah,
So.
and then you add that one.
Automatic rifles will be distributed to the men.
So till that one, you have some utility against the Jaeger, but it's so micro intensive. You have to be on point.
Reports of enemy movement
It's
near our victory point.
really exhausting.
The thing is, if Oziligath is going to go for an upgrade, he can still go for the Panzerbuchse on the 221, right? And that completely completes the zoning out of the Greyhound.
Yeah. Even though I'm not a big fan of the Panzerbüchse upgrade because it's not the co-ish upgrade, because it offers no utility in the late game.
I think both options are fine. I think the Panzerbuchse is better against Brits because the Humber is just an outright better light vehicle than the Greyhound. I don't care what anyone says. The Humber, it can't miss unless it hits a terrain piece. It's insanely good. So if I want to be shutting down the Humber, so I get the 221 Panzerbuchse, so I can lock that down, and then I can win my engagements better because the Humber is so problematic to deal with. Greyhound, it's inconsistent.
By the way, we have Stoßtruppenkolben from the half track. Something we don't see that often. Normally people just use the SMP to stall for the Tiger.
This might suggest maybe he's going verbal wins and going to try and end because he's delayed the Tiger. But I don't know right now. Yeah, you still see the stuff cooling because then you merge around it, right? But delaying that Tiger means that you're probably going to want to invest in verbal wins and maybe try and end the game there.
Taking our victory point.
Yeah, the thing is with...
The temperature just tanking, man.
Yeah, then Rifleman will get wiped if he's not retreating soon and breakthrough has been popped. That will be really uncomfortable for Ender.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Captain, he did go down, so no more valency given to the Rifleman.
Grenades, TNT, and...
I think Ender is toast.
Grenades.
Got him. Enemy in
I
control
mean,
of all victory points.
yeah, again, it's going into tier 3 against the meta. It's just very hard to play.
No contact.
Yeah. Greyhound.
Stoss are out now, so Stoss are going to crump on those riflemen, even with bars. The Stoss get vet 1, you win all your engagements. Just merge into them, right?
Just hit veterans 1 ability
the
and
infantry.
you win. Hit veterans 1 and you win
Yeah.
every game. 1v1.
Yeah, the thing is, when the Wehrmacht player goes into Stoss and you have no, MGs or, dangerous vehicle to deal with them, the Stoss just run you over. Yeah, you have the Greyhound, but again, the Greyhound isn't that scary when you have a Jaeger Shrek, and even the Flak 30 does some decent damage to it, and of course, snares from the Grens.
By the way, Ender lost Captain there and he's rebuilding him.
Yeah, he did.
That.
Yeah, the captain went down to the Rifleman on retreat when the Greyhound tried to help.
Oh, Riegelmine coming down from the half track.
Cheeky. It's Vet 1 on the Stoßtruppen. Foster's coming out.
It's all disengagement can't be won by Ender.
Grenade though. Oh.
The captain's
Okay.
been assigned to you.
No, look, the merge.
Yeah, the merge is broken. So.
Because you inherit.
Oh, don't do this.
Sector.
Wait. Oh, it replenished from the. Okay, it replenished from the 250. Okay, ignore me. I was wondering why he was sending those 1 HP grenadiers to their death, but never mind, they were getting models back.
Merge is so broken because you get the stats from the squad that you merge into it.
If you are not merging as Wehrmacht, you are not playing Wehrmacht. You are not playing the correct way.
No.
Learn how to merge. If you're ever going to learn Wehrmacht, learn how to merge.
Munitions point is being attacked.
Yeah. It's.
Victory point now under
I think for
enemy
low level
control.
players, merging is a high micro tax. But it's so you save so much manpower with merge. You basically win infantry engagements just because of merge, without resource investment.
Thing is, yes, merge is a micro tax. However, a lot of the times when you're using merge, you're blobbing, so your micro is reduced in that sense because all your units in one spot.
Yeah.
All you have to do is click the ground, then click merge. Don't get me wrong, of course, it's a micro tax, but just learn it. If you ever wonder why you're struggling with Wehrmacht, I mean, there's one thing to look at.
Yeah.
Krauts are pushing us back. We're
P4
down
on
to
the way
250.
from Aussie. You know, you're really ahead as Wehrmacht if you can easily afford a P4 without the fear of getting killed by his Colin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oziligath throwing the game coming with the P4. No, I'm joking. It's okay here. Technically, he could technically throw the game because Shafi's still doing alright, and AT guns, I suppose. But no, this game is probably over, sadly.
Yeah.
He has the stun shot from the
Control of a sector.
half from the 251. You have
Yeah.
two snare platforms. You have the half, the 20 mil. You have the Shrek, so P4.
He just has nothing to deal with the slot trooping.
200 points
So they're just going to run him
remaining on the
over.
front
He
line.
goes for the Chaffee as expected, but the Chaffee isn't going to be able to do much.
Enemy activity.
Yeah, and he cancels it right away.
Oh, okay. There's some very aggressive, but the P4's here. Oh, bye-bye 250 though.
What was this?
It was a little bit too, yeah.
The near perfect game there,
From
man.
us.
He doesn't even get the Greyhound, that's for the worst thing. I don't know why he backed out here.
Veteran crews have been made available.
So I'm about group locked in for, and he cancelled the Chaffee just to get a Chaffee. I guess he wanted to save the manpower, but at that point you're not in the state to care about.
Well, you should always care about manpower, but
We've been granted.
Oh, it's irrelevant. He's just like the chaff, cancelling the chaff that was halfway built. There's nothing for you here.
he won't. The chef you will die right away. Telling you, he will drive forward and die.
Well, I guess if you suicide, I suppose it stops you from doing that. I guess. The thing is, the reason why look, it worked out in the end because for some reason Oziligath backed out of that. However, if Oziligath didn't back out, he just loses the game instantly.
Yeah, but you would have backed out to the
could have
tournament game
caught the Panzer
there.
IV out.
No need to make it
I'm just so surprised.
win harder than you already are.
I mean, yeah, I suppose, but if you're planning on playing more games in the day, maybe saving your energy by finishing the games might be the ideal.
Fair enough, but still. At least he got to 2-1. Second Jaeger is out, Shrek is on the way. I don't know, man.
Only 75 points left for us. Here we go.
And there's pretty toast. Look at the VPs.
This has been over for a while.
Territory
Yeah.
out of supply. They've cut us off.
I think if you're gonna go play off meta, you need to know how to play it like very well. You know, you need to be on point with it.
It needs to have like a really dedicated plan.
Lost a scout squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. AT-Gun is doing some nice damage, so...
Yeah, I mean, catching the Panzer IV out off guard, some good damage there, but not unless the Panzer IV went down right there and there was like a big thing, a unit coming out for Ender. I mean, Scott, it's something, I suppose, but this is just, oh my god.
It's a little too late. I think if he would have planned directly at the beginning to go for Scots, then I think it would have been fine against the Shrek Jaegers, but now it's minute 20-ish, second P4 is already on the field.
Yeah.
It's too late.
He didn't have enough to push
Our barracks is under
Oziligath
attack.
off.
Yeah. It just felt that Ander has no game plan. Nothing that he wants to execute. Like, he had the build order and had the... It's a little bit dated. And then he tried to adapt, but without really a game plan. What are you adapting into?
M8's got fueled and awaiting assignment. This is our last stand. We have only
Especially in
50
Code
points
3 where tempo is so important.
Yeah.
Thinking about what to do and how to deal with something is such a big tempo loss.
Yeah, like I said, if you're playing off meta, you need to be on point. Like, when you're playing meta, there is like certain metas that allow you some leeway in like if you're a little bit late and such. But playing off meta, you're already playing like behind if the other opponents play meta often. So yeah.
Yeah.
You can reflect where the starts in the point for this game.
Territory isolated.
Stoss is minesweeping.
Yeah. Well, why not at this point, you know?
Pull everyone back. We're down to 10 points.
But that's good.
Have to retreat.
Yeah. And a little bit rusty, I would say. But also
Yeah,
overall,
that was definitely
probably the
not
most...
what I would usually see from Ender. So I know. I'm not going to judge him too harshly. He definitely can play better than that, for sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back in a couple of seconds.
We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.